Hello, this is Rekha, lecturer in biotechnology for Commissionerate of Collegiate Education, Andhra Pradesh. This class is about tryptophan operon. In this class, we shall know what tryptophan operon is and how it is regulated. By the end of this class, you will know how the bacteria responds to the changes in the tryptophan in its environment, and you will also now know how these responses are regulated. Now, this tryptophan operon is a group of structural genes under a single regulatory gene. This group of structural genes um, give rise to a single mRNA. This mRNA is called as polycistronic mRNA. Now, these structural genes give rise to different enzymes which are necessary for the production of tryptophan. So, when tryptophan is present in the environment, the cell need not produce any enzymes that are required for the tryptophan production. The tryptophan is an amino acid required for the synthesis of different proteins. So the operon should be switched off or on depending upon the depending upon the concentration of tryptophan in the environment of the bacteria. So these genes were first studied in E. coli, and they were also observed in different bacteria. As we shall see in this class, tryptophan operon is a repressible, negatively regulated operon. The regulatory region of the tryptophan operon contains four genes. It has a TRAPR gene which produces the repressor. The TRAPR gene has got its own promoter, to which RNA polymerase binds and helps in the transcription of mRNA of the repressor, so that the repressor can be translated. There is another promoter which is important for the structural genes to be expressed. In this promoter, an operator is seen embedded in it. An operator is the site to which the repressor goes and binds. When the repressor binds to the operator, then the RNA polymerase cannot bind to the promoter, thereby the structural genes cannot be transcribed. There is another sequence called as the leader, another gene called as the tryptophan L, which gives rise to a leader sequence. We shall see the leader sequence in detail now. The gene L gives rise to an mRNA which has four sequences. These four sequences are termed as 1, 2, 3 and 4. All these sequences are complementary to each other. Thereby, they can form hairpin loop structures. A hairpin loop structure can be formed between 1 and 2, or between 2 and 3, or when 3 and 4 sequences come together. In the sequence 1, two trap codons are present beside each other, and there is a stop codon at the end of the sequence 1. It is this sequence which gives rise to a protein called as leader. The other sequences do not give rise to any kind of protein, that is, they are not translated. At the end of the mRNA, a poly-U sequence is present. This is the attenuator, and this is the one which helps in the transcriptional attenuation. Now let us look into the structural genes of tryptophan operon. It has got 5 genes and termed as trap E, trap D, trap C, trap B, and trap A in this sequence. Trap E is the first gene which gives rise to an enzyme called as anthranilate synthase. Trap D gives rise to an enzyme which cooperates with trap E. Trap C has got 2 domains. One is phosphoribosyl anthranilate isomerase domain and indole 3 glycerol phosphate synthase. Trap A and trap B are the 2 subunits of the trap A and trap B proteins put together form the tryptophan synthase. These two, the protein obtained from trap A and trap B combined with trap C, which is the one which helps in the production of tryptophan. The tryptophan operon is regulated when high concentrations of tryptophan are present in the environment of the bacteria. Then the bacteria can take up the tryptophan and therefore need not produce the tryptophan on its own. Therefore, the tryptophan is turned off. But when the tryptophan concentration is low, then the bacteria, as it still needs the tryptophan for the synthesis of various proteins, the trap operon is turned on. Therefore, it produces tryptophan. We shall see how the operon is regulated when high amounts of tryptophan are present in the environment by the repressor protein. Usually, the repressor protein is produced in the cell even in the presence or in the absence of the tryptophan. The repressor protein production is not concerned with the presence or absence of the tryptophan in the environment of the bacteria. It is produced always. As the tryptophan is produced, this repressor is produced, as the repressor is produced from the gene trap R, it is produced in an inactive form. The inactive repressor is called as aporepressor. Now, as the tryptophan is present in higher concentration in the environment, the cells can take up the tryptophan, and this tryptophan acts as the co-repressor. That means when the co-repressor binds to the aporepressor, it is activated. Now, since the aporepressor is activated, it is no longer called as aporepressor, it is called as a repressor. The activated repressor binds to the operator, which is present embedded in the promoter site of the structural genes. Thereby, RNA polymerase will not be able to bind to the promoter genes. Thereby, there is no transcription or translation of the structural genes. Therefore, the tryptophan is not produced. When low amounts of tryptophan are present, that means the cell still needs the tryptophan. Therefore, the operon should be in on condition. We shall see how the repressor proteins turns on the transcription or the expression of the structural genes. As we have seen, the trap R is expressed even in the presence or absence of the tryptophan, and it produces the inactive aporepressor. Since no tryptophan is present or very low amounts of tryptophan is present, the aporepressor is in inactive form only. Thereby, it will not be able to bind to the operator. Therefore, RNA polymerase can bind to the promoter of the structural genes and then help in the transcription as well as the translation of the the structural genes, thereby the tryptophan is produced. Before getting to know the second regulatory mechanism by attenuation, we shall see what happens in a prokaryote. In a prokaryote, DNA uh, is has a RNA polymerase bound to it, and it gives rise to mRNA in the process of transcription. As soon as the mRNA is being synthesized and as the transcription is happening, the ribosomes binds to the nascent mRNA and starts synthesizing protein in the process of translation. That means the transcription and translation process go almost simultaneously in the case of prokaryotes. This process is called coupling, and this happens in prokaryotes only because there is no well-defined nucleus in prokaryotes. Let us see how the transcriptional attenuation regulates the trap operon when the tryptophan is low. In this case, the RNA of the leader sequence is important. Therefore, we shall see what happens in the leader region of the regulatory genes. The TRAPL gene, when it is being transcribed by RNA polymerase, giving rise to the mRNA, the ribosomes go and bind to the nascent mRNA. As this is a prokaryote and as coupling takes place, the ribosomes will go and bind to the nascent mRNA. And it stalls on the mRNA because it is waiting for the tRNA of the tryptophan to bind to the two codons that are present on the leader sequences. And as this is happening, the RNA polymerase proceeds further to produce the complete leader mRNA. In the leader mRNA, as the sequence 1 is bound to the ribosome, it cannot form a hairpin loop structure. But the sequence 2 and 3, as they are being formed, and since they both are complementary to each other, they form a hairpin loop structure. And the sequence 4 helps in binding of the complete mRNA to the DNA tightly. The ribosome proceeds further on the mRNA and it falls off as it comes to the stop codon after producing the leader sequence. In the meantime, the RNA polymerase starts synthesizing the structural genes, giving rise to the mRNA of the structural genes. The new ribosome now binds to the mRNA of the structural genes, thereby helping in the expression of the proteins, thereby the tryptophan is synthesized. Now let us see how the transcriptional attenuation helps in the regulation of tryptophan operon in the presence of high tryptophan concentrations in the environment of the bacterial cells. In this case also, the tryptophan L gene is transcribed by RNA polymerase, giving rise to mRNA. As there is coupling, the ribosome binds to the mRNA. The first sequence that is synthesized in the mRNA is the sequence 1. The ribosomes will not stall here when high concentrations of tryptophan is present because there is a larger amount or high amounts of tryptophan tRNA present in the cell. Therefore, the tryptophan tRNA binds to the codons of the tryptophan in the sequence 1 of the mRNA, ensuring the translation by the ribosomes, giving rise to the leader peptide. The ribosome now is bound to the end of the sequence 1 and to the beginning of the sequence 2. In the meantime, the RNA polymerase synthesizes the complete RNA. Now, as the RNA is being synthesized, the sequence 3 and 4 form a loop. This sequence 3 and 4 loop is formed because the sequence 2 is not free, it is bound to the ribosome. Hence, 2 and 3 sequence do not form a hairpin loop structure here in this case. And the RNA is bound to the DNA only at the attenuator site with very few hydrogen bonds. Thereby, the RNA falls off the transcription bubble from the DNA. Therefore, the transcription of the structural genes does not take place. Thereby, the tryptophan production is turned off. Since the tryptophan production is turned off when the 3 and 4 hairpin loop structure is formed, this loop is called as terminator loop. This is how the transcriptional attenuation helps in the regulation of the trap operon.